Disclaimer: it was a fanfiction story created by me. Please don't take it seriously. There is no match in this story and real life.
Lumi, when? Uncle, we need to take her to the hospital quickly. She is bleeding a lot from her shoulder. When? Hey, don't cry. I don't need to go to the hospital. I am fine. As I said this, I started feeling dizzy. Even thought Mr. Jeon was holding me by the waist. With both hands, I began to stagger. Jeon, Wine! Lumi, just as Wine was about to fall, Uncle could catch her. Wine, you have to go to the hospital. Wine, I am fine. Before I could finish my sentence, Mr. Jeon lifted me in his arm and started working. My words got stuck in my throat and I just kept staring at his face. At the hospital. Wine. Right now, the doctor is treating my wound. Lumi, Lily, and Mr. Jeon are sitting here. Doctor, the wound is quite deep. It will take time to heal. You will need to do regular dressing for a week. Also, due to excessive blood loss, her body has become weak. That's why she is feeling dizzy. Jeon, okay, thank you, doctor. Wine, give me your parents' number. Wine, why do you need my parents' number? Jeon, because I need to inform them about this so they can bring you here for daily dressing. Wine, there is no use in that because they live in USA, not in Korea. Mr. Jeon, then who do you live with here? Wine, I live alone. Lumi, don't worry uncle, I will bring her here to the hospital for dressing every day. Mr. Jeon, that's good. Alright, I will drop you all home now. When we all sat in Mr. Jeon's car and started heading towards our homes, Lily, uncle, can you drop me home first? My mom will be worried. Jeon, of course, give me your address. When we reached Lily's house, her mom was standing outside. As soon as she saw Lily, she quickly hugged her and said, Lily's mom, why are you so late? Do you know how worried I was? Are you okay? And who are these people? Lily, mom, these are my friends, Lumi and Wine. And this is Lumi's uncle, Mr. Jeon. Lily's mom, hello, please come inside. Wine, it's okay, auntie. We should leave now. It's getting late. Take care of yourself. Lily's mom, okay, dear, do visit again. Then we left from there. Jeon, Wine, stay with Lumina for a few days until your hand heals. Wine, there's no need for that. I can take care of myself. Lumi, uncle is right. You will stay with me. I will take care of you, and that's fine. I won't listen to anything else. Wine, but how can I stay with you for so many days? It will feel so worried, right? Lumi, it's not worried at all. Actually, my parents have asked you to stay with us many times until your studies are finished, but you never listened. Now I am not going to listen to you. You will stay with us, and that's final. Wine, but Jeon, why wine? Do you not consider Lumi your true friend? Why aren't you agreeing even though she's asking you so much? When hearing his words, Lumi started staring at me and then I said, Oh, Mr. Jeon, please don't create any distance between us. She is not just my true friend, she is my life. Mr. Jeon, if she is that important to you, why don't you agree for her sake? When again Lumi started staring at me. Stop glaring at me like that. I will stay at your house now. Happy? Hearing this, Lumi smiled happily. Lumi, yes, exactly. Jeon smiled slightly, then returned to his usual expression. When so, Mr. Jeon, one day introduce us to your wife and kids? You must have a few kids, right? At least 2 or 4? Lumi, 2 or 4? He doesn't even have one, so how could he have 2 or 4? One, what? Lumi, uncle hasn't even gotten married yet, so how could he have 2 or 4 kids? When what? Hearing this, I was completely shocked. I leaned slightly forward from my seat and stared at Mr. Jeon in shock. Seeing me like this, Mr. Jeon quickly pushed me gently back with one hand. Mr. Jeon, when be careful. What if you had hurt your hand just now? When sorry. After a brief silence, I quietly asked Lumi, why hasn't your uncle gotten married yet? Mr. Jeon, when I can hear everything. When? Well then please answer my question. Mr. Jeon, I'm not interested in these things. That's why I haven't married it. When? What do you mean by not interested? Come on, try falling in love with someone. If you fall in love with someone, you will become eager to get married. Mr. Jeon, love is a waste of time. When? How can I talk about love with someone who thinks love is a waste of time? That's not how you should speak, Mr. Jian. Love is a beautiful thing. Marriage and children are also beautiful. If you fall in love with someone, you will see, then you will also want to get married. You will have lovely children. Mr. Jeon, seems like you are in a hurry to get married. When? Well, that's true. Once I get you, I will be ready for an engagement today and a wedding tomorrow. Lumi, but you said you never wanted to get married. When? That was just a joke. Lumi, which joke was that? The first one or this one? When? Shut up. I was just trying to explain to Mr. John that he should get married. He is getting older, you know. Hearing this, Mr. John started laughing loudly. Mr. John, my age is increasing, but even at this age, there are thousands of girls crazy about me. When? Well, being so handsome, cool, and kind-hearted, of course, girls will go crazy for him. Mr. Jeon, could you please lend me your phone for a moment? I can't seem to find my anywhere. I will call it and check. Lumi, here, take my phone. When? Oh, she's acting like an. No, she took her phone out from her bag, but then, while putting it back, said, Lumi, sorry, yaar, in all the rush, I didn't notice my phone's battery is dead. Just take uncle's phone. When hearing this, my heart felt overjoyed. It seems like even God is helping me from all sides today. First, I found out this guy is single, which I have been dying to know. And second, I am about to get his number, which is like the cherry on top. Then Mr. Jeon handed me his phone. What's the password to your phone? Mr. Jeon, here, let me unlock it for you. When? Why? Do you have your girlfriend's photo on your phone that you don't want anyone to see? Mr. Jeon, I smiled and revealed my phone password. Bono Bonoya. When? What kind of password is that? Mr. Jeon, it's the kind that no one can guess. When? Then I called my phone from his and hearing it ring, ended the call, handing his phone back to him. I said, found it. It's in my bag. After a few minutes, Lumi, finally we have reached home. When? You won't be able to get out on your own. Wait, I will help you. When? No, there is no need for this. I can get down myself. I had just said that when Mr. Jeon got out of the driver's seat, came to my side, gently held my hand and started helping me out of the car. There is no need. Before I could finish, he placed a finger on my lips and said, Mr. Jeon, quiet. I will help you. When as soon as I stepped out of the car, I lost my balance and quickly placed one hand on Mr. Jeon's shoulder. He immediately held me by the waist to steady me, pulling me closer so I won't fall. We ended up so close that our breaths were warm against each other's faces and our eyes locked onto one another. Lumi, when are you okay? Jeon, hearing Lumi's voice, we both came back to our senses and quickly moved away from each other. Jeon in his mind, what the hell, Jungkook? What are you doing? She is half your age, like a daughter to you. What am I doing? Why do I like everything she says? I need to control myself so I don't get close to her. Lumi, what happened, uncle? What are you thinking? Let's go inside. Jeon, yes. When we reached the living room, everyone looked shocked and Auntie asked, Auntie, wine? Dear, what happened to your hand? Wine, it's nothing, Auntie, just a small injury. Lumi, this is a small injury? Uncle, dear, come here and sit down. Wine, it's okay, uncle, I am fine. Just then Mr. Jeon came inside the house, saying him, Uncle said in surprise. Uncle, Jeon? Jeon, yes, Min, Lumi, they hugged each other tightly. Wow, Jeon, I missed you, yeah? Uncle, don't lie. If you missed me so much, why didn't you come to meet me even once? Jeon, life didn't give me a chance, that's why. By the way, you didn't come to meet me even once either. Uncle, life didn't give me a chance either. As time passed, the kids grew up and we got trapped under the weight of responsibilities. By the way, why haven't you gotten married yet? Jeon, you seem to know a lot about me. Uncle, it's nothing like that. It's just that you are always in the news. Every day some girl on the magazine's front page claims you are her boyfriend, so I know. Jeon, laughing loudly. Auntie, by the way, Jeon, you forget about me too. Jeon, how could I forget you? You are like my sister. When is your mom really Mr. Jeon's sister? Lumi, no, yaar, since childhood we have seen Uncle love my mom like a sister and treat her as one. That's why he calls us his sister. When, oh, after this, Mr. Jeon told Uncle and Auntie everything. After hearing it all, Uncle said to him, Uncle, our wine is very brave. She knows how to handle any situation very well. Wine, come here for a moment. When Wine came and sat down, I pulled her ear lightly and said, Uncle, but if you ever think you are some kind of daredevil and put yourself in danger like that again, you will see what I will do to you. When, Uncle, it's hard. You are turning into a hitman. Hearing this, Mr. Jeon started laughing. Just then, Auntie called everyone for dinner. Taking advantage of Uncle's distraction, I leaned towards Mr. Jeon and whispered while getting up from the couch. Wine, keep laughing, Mr. Jeon. You look good when you smile. Jeon. Suddenly, when Wine came close to my ear to talk, the warmth of her breath made my ears turn red. Her words brought an inexplicable calm to my heart. Wine then walked over and stood next to Lumi. Uncle Jungkook, are you okay? Jeon. Yes, why? Uncle, why have your ears turned so red? Jeon, hearing Min's word, I sneaked a glance at Wine and saw her smiling softly at me. Seeing her smile, it didn't take me long to realize that she knew her closeness was the reason my ears had turned red. Wine, yes, Mr. Jeon, Uncle is right. Why have your ears turned so red? Uncle, Wine, child, Jeon is just like your uncle, so instead of calling him by his name, call him uncle. He will like it more. Wine, what? No way. I can't call him uncle. He became my crush and now I have to call my crush uncle. What kind of torture is this? Someone save me. Then I noticed Mr. Jeon smirking. He must be enjoying this a lot. Uncle, what happened? Why did you go silent? Why nothing, uncle. It's just uncle. What this about? When at that moment, even though I didn't want to, I said, Auntie's calling for dinner. You should come too, Uncle Jeon. Jeon, good job, Wine. Honestly, when Wine called me uncle, I didn't like it at all. I don't know why. Everything about her feels good and touches my heart. But hearing her call me uncle felt like thorns. Uncle, that's like a good girl. You are my sweet child, Lumi. And me? Uncle, you too. Later that night, in Lumina's room, Wayne's point of view. After dinner, Mr. Jeon went back to his home, and after chatting for a while, we all went to our respective rooms. I was going to stay in Lumi's room. Both of us were lying on the bed using our phones. After a while, Lumi put her phone aside and said, Lumi, Wine, I am so from all the running around today, so I am going to sleep now. You should put your phone away and sleep too. I have to wake up early tomorrow. Wine, why? Lumi, because I have to go to university. Wine, yeah, so I will go to university too, right? Lumi, until your hand is completely healed, you should take a break from university. Why, no, absolutely not. I'm going to university too. Lumi, I knew you did never listen to me, so I already told mom and dad that you should go to university. Why, are you my enemy? Why did you do this? You know I will get bored sitting at home all day. Please, I really want to go to university. Lumi, sorry, but until you are fully healed, you are not going anywhere. While after this, Lumi turned her back to me and fell asleep. Despite calling her several times, she didn't turn around to look at me. I hate you. All this happened because of Mr. Jeon. As soon as I said this, I remembered that I have Mr. Jeon's number. Well, let me message him. But is it okay to message him this late? It's 12:30 a.m. Well, never mind. If he was asleep, he will check in the morning. Talking to myself, I started messaging Mr. Jeon in chat. One, hello, handsome. Mr. Jeon, who? One, I was shocked to see that he replied to my message so quickly as if he had been waiting for it. Then I decided to mess with him a little. One, your well-wisher? Mr. Jeon, I already have millions of well-wishers. One, then add one more to the list. Mr. Jeon, tell me who are you and how did you get my number? Wine, what's the hurry, Mr. Handsome? Be patient. You know, patience is the key to a sweet reward. Mr. Jeon, tell me quickly who are you? Otherwise, it won't take me 5 minutes to find out who you are and where you are messaging from. Wine, if that's the case, figure it out yourself. After this, when I didn't receive any message from him, I decided to message him again. When? What happened? Are you scared? Or did you fall asleep? When? Why aren't you replying? When? Busy with your girlfriend? After a full 3 minutes later, his message arrived. Mr. Jeon, Wine, you are going to get beaten by me. When I was shocked when I saw his message, he really figured out who I was in just 3 minutes, not even 5 minutes. When, so you figured out who I am? Mr. Jeon, when haven't you slept? And what kind of message are you sending me? When, oh come on Mr. Jeon, I was just teasing you. Mr. Jeon, I was happy that she called me Mr. Jeon again. Maybe I will have to send a screenshot of this chat to your uncle so he can see that his smart girl is chatting with a man at 12:45 a.m. When, are you trying to scare me? Well, let me tell you, your attempt was unsuccessful. Mr. Jeon, why? One, because I am not talking to any stranger. I am talking to my uncle Jeon. Mr. Jeon, it's late. Put your phone down and go to sleep. Wine, did you fall asleep that quickly? Wine, or do you need to talk to your girlfriend? Wine, hey, where did you go now? You were just here. Wine, okay, bye, good night. Don't bother answering any of my messages. I don't care. Wine, after this, I waited for 10 minutes. When I didn't get any message, I turned off my phone. and put it aside. Yes, I lied when I said I didn't care, but I cared a lot. At least he could have replied with a simple good night, stubborn person. After that, I also fell asleep in the morning. One's point of view. When I wake up in the morning and look at the clock, my eyes were wide open in shock. It was 10 a.m. and no one had wakened me up. My time to go to university had passed. Lumi was also missing from my sight. She must have gone to the university. I sat up on the bed and as soon as I turned on my phone, I started jumping with joy. I knew it. The reason for my happiness was Mr. Jeon because he replied to my messages in chat reply at 1:30 a.m. Mr. Jeon, sorry I was busy. That's why I didn't reply. But yes, I wasn't busy with a girlfriend. I was busy with work. Mr. Jeon, yes, bye. Good night, sweet dreams and take care of yourself. Mr. Jeon, why does it feel like you are lying to me? When reading Mr. Jeon's messages made me so happy, then I messaged him in chat at 10:05 a.m. One, good morning, Mr. Jeon. One, yes, work is important. One, I don't know how to take care of myself. I wish there was someone who would take care of me. Before I could say anything more, he replied, Mr. Jeon. After seeing her message, I smiled, then I replied, why don't you have your uncle and auntie there to take care of you? By the way, Mr. Jeon, good morning. Mr. Jeon, is your good morning at 10 a.m.? One, no, actually, Lumi turned off my alarm and went to the university. Mr. Jeon, have you had breakfast? And you also need to go to the hospital for your dressing. One, no, as soon as I opened my eyes, I picked up my phone and I saw your message. Now I am sitting here and replying to your messages. Did you have breakfast? Mr. Jeon, yes, I had breakfast and now I am at the office working. You should also get up, fresh up, have breakfast and then go to the hospital to get your dressing done. One, what kind of person are you? Because of you I got hurt and now you're telling me to go to the hospital for a dressing. Don't you think it's your responsibility to take me to the hospital for my dressing and take care of me? Mr. Jeon, I don't have that much time. I need to work too. And to make sure you don't face any problems, I asked you to stay at Lumina's house. If you are facing any issues there, I can call your parents here. Why, there's no need for that. Thanks and bye. I don't want to get a dressing done. Saying this, I turned off my phone, freshened up, and went downstairs. Mr. Jeon, listen, Wine, you will have to get the dressing done. Mr. Jeon, Wine, where did you go? Mr. Jeon, okay, if you want to come with me, I will take you. Mr. Jeon, I am coming. Wait for me. Jeon, I want to keep myself away from her. That's why I am saying such a things to her. The attraction she has towards me, I want to stop it because there's no need to encourage something that is not possible. Despite all my efforts, I can't control myself. I am also attracted to her, but I don't want this. Her smile, her words, they bring peace to my heart. I need to keep myself away from her so that I don't end up doing something wrong. But the more I try to stay away from her, the closer she gets. Before her attraction towards me turns into love, I have to push her away from me. One's point of view. After having breakfast, I was sitting in the living room talking to uncle. When the doorbell rang, Auntie went to open the door and said, Auntie, oh Jungkook, what are you doing here at this time? Is everything okay? When hearing Auntie's words, I was shocked. Then Mr. Jeon came inside the house. He literally came for me. Oh my god, this man is continuously surprising me. Then he said to Auntie, Jeon, Wine told me that Lumina went to the university, so I came to take her to the hospital for her dressing. Uncle, there was no need for you to go through so much trouble, Jeon. I could have taken her to the hospital myself. Jeon, what's the trouble in this? Just like Lumina, wine is like my daughter. I said this while looking at wine. Wine in mine. Daughter, my foot. Uncle, wine dear, go and get ready. Uncle is waiting for you. Wine, I don't want to go with Uncle Jeon. I said this while staring at Jeon. Uncle, why daughter? Wine, because uncle, I already called a friend earlier. He should be arriving soon. Uncle, your friends must all be at the university right now, right? Wine, no, uncle, he is not my university friend. Actually, he is the son of my dad's friend. His studies at a university were completed last year. His name is Jimin, Park Jimin. Jeon, I don't know why, but after hearing that, I started to feel a little angry. However, I controlled myself and asked Wine, is your friend Park Jimin the son of Park Hyun? So, the CEO of the Park Group? Wine, yes. Uncle, Jeon, do you know him? Jeon, yes, we have met several times in connection with business. He is a very good person. When just then the doorbell rang again and Auntie went to open the door saying, Auntie, who is it? Hello Auntie, I am Park Jimin. I am Wan's friend. Auntie, oh hello dear, come inside. Wan is inside. Jimin, thank you Auntie. Wan, Jimin? As soon as Jimin entered, I rushed over and hugged him. Then noticing the injury on my hand, he said, Jimin, what happened to your hand? How did you get hurt? Why didn't you tell me earlier? When did this happen? Who did this? Wine. Jimin, stop it. You have bombarded me with questions as soon as you arrive. It's just a minor injury. It will heal soon. Come on, let me introduce you to Lumi's dad, my uncle. I then took Jimin's hand and led him to my uncle. At that moment, I noticed that Mr. Jeon was glaring at me angrily. Then he clenched his fist in frustration and said, Jeon, let's go wine. We are getting late. She said that she would go to the hospital with her friend, but still, like a shameless person, I kept asking her to come with me. Maybe I should control myself, control my feelings, because I am getting more attracted to her than she should be. When I told you I didn't want to go with you, I will go with Jimin. Jeon, okay. Before I could do anything wrong, I said this and left from there. When after he left, I felt guilty because it's not his fault. I am the one who has a crush on him. He sees me like a daughter, just like anyone in his place would do. He left his important work just because I asked, and look at what I did. I better apologize to him. Jimin, when? What happened? Where did you lost? When nothing. Jimin, so shall we go? When? Okay, uncle, auntie, we are leaving. Auntie, okay, uncle, take care. When? Okay, uncle, bye. When? Then we left the house and went to the car. Jimin opened the front seat door. Jimin, I don't feel like sitting in the front seat today. I will sit in the back. Jimin, what's going on today? What happened to this super girl who wants to sit in the back? Why, nothing, just like that. Jimin, okay, sit down. When my dad and Jimin's dad are very good friends, but I met Jimin only a few years ago. He had gone abroad for his studies since childhood. After completing his studies, he returned to Korea to manage the business with his father. To celebrate his return, his father threw a party, and that's where I met him and we became friends. But at that time, my parents couldn't come because my younger sister had an exam, so Jimin still hasn't met my parents. I was thinking about all of this when Jimin asked it. Jimin, what happened, Wine? Why do you look so lost today? Wine, nothing. I am fine. You tell me, is everything okay? Jimin, everything is great, but if I could just find a girlfriend, life will be set. When for a charming boy like you, finding a girlfriend is not big deal. Any girl will fall for you. Let me make it clear. Jimin says me like his sister, so don't even think about it. Jimin, oh, you are joking. When I am serious. Jimin, thank you so much. Yeah, Wine, you are most welcome. Wine in mind. Now I think I shall send Mr. Jeon an apologize message because it was my mistake. In chat, Wine, I am sorry. Wine, I really wanted to go to the hospital with you. That's why I messaged you. But I thought you would come, so I called Jimin. But before Jimin could come, you arrived. I don't know what happened suddenly, but I refused to go with you. Now I can't exactly say that I got upset because you called me your daughter, and that's why I didn't go with you. One, sorry for my behavior, but now I am missing you. I didn't write it in English so he won't understand, but I want him to keep thinking about it. Mr. Jeon, where are you now? When in the car? Mr. Jeon, tell me your exact location. When? Why? Mr. Jeon, location. This area. Then I sent him my exact location. Mr. Jeon, tell your friend to stop the car. Wine. What? But why? Mr. Jeon, do what I am saying. Wine. Okay. Wine. Then I did what he said. Jimin, please stop the car. Jimin, why? Are you okay? Wine. He has stopped the car. Yeah, I am fine just because. Now what shall I answer him? Jimin, what happened, Wine? Tell me. Wine, I don't know. I had no answer other than this. Jimin, why did you stop the car? Wine, I don't know, Jimin. Hearing me. Jimin gave me a look like, I can't believe you. Just then, someone knocked on the window next to me. When I looked toward the window, I was about to faint from shock. Standing outside the window, the great Jungkook was looking at me with a small smile on his lip. I quickly opened the car door and Mr. Jeon said, Mr. Jeon, come to my car. I will take you to get your dressing done. When hearing this, I was confused. What should I do? Laugh it or cry? How did he get here so quickly? And why is he here? What should I say to Jimin now? Jimin, who is he and why is he calling you to his car? Why is he will take you to the hospital? He asked, looking at Wine with suspicious eyes. Wine, before I could say anything, Mr. Jeon spoke. Mr. Jeon, hello Park Jimin. Jimin, do you know me? Mr. Jeon, yes, actually your dad is my business friend. I know him and he knows me very well. I am Jungkook, Luminous uncle. I hope Wine has told you everything about her hand injury. Jimin, yes she has. You are the same Mr. Jeon who saved Wine from that horrible. Wine, hearing this, Mr. Jeon looked at me and said, Mr. Jeon, yes. Jimin, but what are you doing here? Mr. Jeon, actually the doctor who treated Wine is not at the hospital right now. He is a friend of mine. I called him and he said he could do the dressing at his house. Jimin, oh, okay, you can take her. Wine, go with uncle. I am heading to the office. If you need anything, call me. One. Okay, saying this, I got out of Jimin's car and sat in Mr. Jeon's car in the front seat. Seeing me sitting in the front seat, Jimin started staring at me. After that, Mr. Jeon started driving, and I sat there with my head down. I felt shy even to make eye contact with him, and I didn't know what to talk about. Then he said, Jeon, you were missing me, weren't you? And hearing this, my eyes widened and my cheeks turned red. Don't tell me he knows German.